I uploaded this file this morning right there. It's called Stoplight right there, and there. This is the complete Stoplight program. Now, I didn't write this one. I used it. I probably would have called the state something different, but that's there. I also gave you a link to Digital Electronics right there. Or I actually put up there a link to a website right here that I stole, is where I stole the Stoplight program from. I did some simple modifications, but right there. This explains how it works. Skip the last part of this. You know, the last part of this talks about the clock divider and how to implement that. Use the one that I gave you 2 weeks ago. That there. So, but this breaks it up into two parts right there. You know, the first part handles the state transition and the timing. You'll see that we set up a counter in here. We count there, and then we move to the next state when the counter expires. Right there, we move 0 into the count right there, and then we at the bottom we do our lights right there. So we've got our lights is defined. We find our lights here. Is a vector of 6 lights right there. It's a logic vector of 6 right there. So, and this actually sets up our lights right there. You know, 1 is a red. I don't know if he gives that information here. Right there, 6 color lights right there. And this is the states, the 5 states, the order in which we go through them. Right there, the number of seconds we're going to be in each state. And the lights should be defined in here. This document explains that there. So let me just kind of go through the basic lab right here. This is the code right there. Now you can simulate this, and I've already set up a simulation file, but the simulation file looks just like that there. Only thing is that I set the end time to like 20 microseconds there, so we make sure we have plenty of time. Our grid time is still 50 nanoseconds, and then right here is our lights. There's a vector that there, so those are our 6 lights. I added a state that there so I can see what state I'm in. The way you add the state is you have to, on your node finder, you have to say design entity all names. You know, we did that 2 weeks ago, but just kind of remember. And then you list that, and then you find state down here. See, and there's your state right there, and you move that there. Now I'm not going to add it because it's already there. The advantage of adding the state is it makes it easier to see transfers through that. So when you simulate this, right here, what you're going to see right there is, and this is not real easy, but right there you can see as we go through our various states how long we're in each state right there. State 0 is a green state, state 1 is a yellow state, state 2 is the red state, state 3 is a green state, state 4 is a yellow state, state 5 looks like a red, and we're back to state 0 right there. So those are our states right there. So the next thing you need to also do is you need to copy this PC. You need to, and you can just download it again, but remember we did the simple counter and I had the time to div clock. Copy that. and put that in the same directory. You can download it and put it in the same directory again, paste, right there. So you got to go through the same steps. So we know that the counter works. I just showed you the counter works. So now to actually implement it on the board, what we have to do is we have to, I'm going to close the simulation, close this right here. Again, we go through the same process. We create a symbol for the current file. So right there, and then we open our div clock right there. Again, all that is our clock divider. We create the symbol for that again, right there. And then we create our design right there. Again, we've done this before. We only have, in our project, we have the stoplight right there. And then we have our div clock right there. I can't remember what this clear does. This clear probably, well, clear is a reset that there. You could just tie that to ground and not worry about that for this project right there. He put a reset in that there. So he handled, if clear is equal to one state is equal to S0 and count goes back to 0 right there. So it just starts at the beginning, or you can assign it to one of the buttons right there. I'm going to go ahead and assign it to one of the buttons right there. So so I'll go back to my block diagram. We have two inputs in this case. Right there. I'm going to put this down here. Right here. This is our clock in. We have one output, but this output remember, now this output right here, first off, let's go ahead, and I'm going to shrink this down to where we can see it, although I can't read it. This is going to be clock right there. This is going to be reset right there. And these pins, this here is going to have to be lights, bracket 5.0 right there. Those are our lights right there. So we've got this all built right there. This is the whole project right there. This is the whole project. So now we save this, save as, and I'm going to call this stoplight top right there. Add it to the current file, and then also under project set that as top entity right there. So we have to add those two steps there. And now we go ahead and we compile this right here. And it gave me a warning because I forgot to add div clock to the project. It went out and found it and added it anyway, but I forgot to add it to the project right there. Right there. So yeah, project, add, remove files. If I see, it shows that there, I need to put div clock, add that to it, and then it won't give me that warning next time. Right there. So I'm not going to recompile it. And at this point, we go ahead and assign the pins. Right there. And on our desktop, we should have, and I gave you this file too as well. I never find it right here. It's always right in front of me somewhere. Tool stick. And where is my time delay? Oh, here it is. This is what I'm looking for. So I did bring a marker here. Right here. Put the reset on pin N25. You might want to write this down. Someone who's got that there. I need to remember to bring a marker for this class. Whatever, he's got a whiteboard marker. No whiteboard markers. Uh-oh. Someone have a pen I can borrow? I didn't even bring a pen. Pen or pencil? That's the guy running. Pen or pencil I can borrow for them. That there. Just so I can write the pin numbers down that way. That's there. So we want to put reset. Going back to our circuit right here. We've compiled this. So now we need to assign make sure our device is selected properly, and it is. You know, because the last device I used was this, so it kept the settings, so I don't have to go through all that there. Device and pin options, unused pins, all okay. So everything's set there. So now I need to do our assignments, our pins, right here. And these are our various pins. So clock, lights, and we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And I'm just going to assign them in that order on the red. Red 5 all the way down to red 0. And then reset. We're going to assign that to switch 0 right there. So when we push switch 0, it right there. So going back to our pins right here on our right there, and you should have this document. So reset goes to pin N25. Right there. Lights 25 goes to AD23, AD22, AC22, AC22, AB21, AF23, and AE23. 23. So that assigns our pins and our clock. Right here, we're just going to go ahead and use D13 right there for our 27 megahertz clock. So that's where we get our pin assignments, is from the data sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and assign our pins right there. So clock, I said, was D13. Lights 5 is AD23. Uh-oh, did we may have the wrong. I may have to go back here and look at my chip, make sure I got the right chip again. I may have to reassign the chip. Right here. Now, you can follow along at this point. You can go ahead and start working. You don't have to wait for me to go through all these steps. So go ahead and download and start working as I'm going through this. Oh, this is a Cyclone 2 CF35 C6. Okay. So this is the wrong chip. So I have to recompile it. Right there. I picked the wrong chip, so that there. So assignments, device, Cyclone 2, and it's EP20C. Cyclone 2. Right there. C20F. I believe it's this one right here. I'm sorry, I have to go back and get under the light to see this thing. It's not very good. EP2C35 F72C6. Yep, that's the right chip. Okay, and then I have to unplug this in order to hit the OK right there, and then recompile it. So I said, go ahead and start working. I'm just going to go through and do the simulation, and while you're doing that, I'm going to keep recording this here, that there. So warnings. Oh, assignments, device. I need to unplug and I'm going to change the device. It remove the unused pins. So I have to recompile it up there. Now I'm about ready to sign. Do not re-simulate this after you put in do the simulation before you put in the clock divider. Right there. So simulate it before you create the two symbols. If you forget to simulate it, go back and remove the clock divider and then simulate it after that. Right there. If you simulate it with the clock divider in there, it will not simulate because that divides the clock by 25 million or something right there. So we don't want that clock divider in there. So now let's go ahead and assign the pins. The pins that there. So the reset, the clock is on D13. The lights here this is AD23, AD22, AC22, AB21, AF23, AE23, AE23, and N25, right there. Close that, recompile, right there. Yeah, nobody's using this one, so I can just unplug the computer. Okay. And right here, unplug the internet on myself and plug in the board. Right there. Plug in the program, turn on the programmer. And she should be working. I don't know how many seconds we've got here. Because she's in the first mode. Right there. And it doesn't seem to be working. The only thing I can think of is the clock is the wrong pin for the clock. Right there. Let me double check the clock pin. Right there. Right there, the clock pin is supposed to be, well, let's go use N2. Oh, it is working. It's just that it's very slow. Well, if I change the clock to N2, they'll double the speed, so it'll be faster. Yeah, N2 is a 50 megahertz clock, so I just changed the clock in order to speed it up. Okay. And it should go to the yellow, then it's, and these things take forever while we're waiting on them to switch through here. There, see, now it's yellow, then it goes to a red state, and that one goes green, yellow. So now it's working. And if I flip the switch, it resets it right there, back to there. So it's working. So I'm going to stop my recording, and now you guys finish it right there.